Welcome back to Maxim Moments. Today, our maxim is Maxim 84, which says, "Wait to be led by grace. Follow it when it comes." Or in other words, never go ahead of grace by any imprudent eagerness, but quietly await its movements in peace. And when grace comes to you, follow with great gentleness, humility, fidelity, and courage. Thomas Merton says, "Every breath we draw is a gift of His love, and every moment of existence is a grace." But are we awake to grace? Do we walk in the daylight of simplicity and surprise? God is essentially a God of grace and compassion. He's one who understands our fears and will continually seek to come into our hearts. He shows Himself everywhere, in the bits and pieces of every day, but so often we don't see it. We miss the presence. We miss the cue. We fail to find God in the ordinary, raw experiences of daily life, especially these days. Grace can be unnoticed, or it can be refused. We become so caught up in the external voices and expectations of others that we miss the inner voice of God's Word. In these times, with fears, anxieties, and disillusionment, grace calls us to put our trust in God. Grace shows itself in the compassionate care of those in need, especially the poor. Grace is God's gift to wake us up and empower us as disciples. It is grace that has us ask these questions. How do we continue to build a world of harmony, of justice, of peace? How do we stand with those who have lost so much, especially during this pandemic? How do we all stand together, especially with the racial tension in our country? Grace strengthens us for the journey. Sometimes we are blind to the gift of grace or deaf to it in our lives. One way to help us be more attentive to the movements of grace is to spend some daily, quiet, reflective time to see where grace is active in our lives. This quiet time will assist us in seeing and hearing the movements of grace in our life, and it may propel us to act on the grace. May grace be upon you, and may the Lord bless you and keep you.